Happy birthday, Ripley County, as on April the 18th, 2025, the county will be 107 years old. Greetings. Today I will be talking about some of the interesting places to visit in Ripley County, Indiana, as we embark on a short auto tour of the county. You can celebrate the county's history by learning all about the history in my book, Historic Travel Guide of Ripley County. You can find the book on my website, www.mossyfeetbooks.com, or by visiting my booth at the Walnut Street Variety Shop on George Street in Batesville. Created by an act of the Indiana General Assembly on April the 18th, 1818, the county is awash in history. This episode will briefly talk about some of the more interesting places to go and things to do. I will start at the county seat, Versailles. Platted in 1819 by Mr. John Ritchie, it was not the first county seat. That honor belongs to New Marion, which had the first court session in 1818. The court moved to Versailles shortly after and has remained there ever since. Construction on the first courthouse began in 1821 and completed in 1823. Construction began on the current courthouse began in 1860 and officially completed in 1863, just in time for Confederate Colonel John Morgan to threaten to shell the courthouse with his cannon during his famous raid across southern Indiana in July of 1863. Located on the first floor of the courthouse is the Ripley County History Tree, carved by Weberding's Carving Shop in Batesville in 1998. The sculpture is a carved wooden tree with leaves that depict the people, places, and events important to the development of the county. Across the street in the old bank building is the Ripley County Historical Society. The society maintains many old land, marriage, and other records of Ripley County. Near their headquarters, they have the Ripley County Historical Museum, which has many artifacts from Ripley County's past. Northeast of the courthouse, Cliff Hill Cemetery occupies a high bluff overlooking Versailles Lake and Versailles State Park. Two historical markers in the cemetery note two events legendary in Versailles history. The hanging tree records a spot where a band of vigilantes captured and hung a group of desperados that had been terrorizing Ripley County for a number of years. The men always seemed to evade the law, so one night enraged citizens abducted them from jail and hung them. Another spot, Gordon's Leap, notes an event in the cemetery in which three medical students, John B. Glass, Jonathan W. Gordon, and Bernard Mullen, under the direction of Dr. Alexander Mullen, attempted to dig up a freshly interred body for study. A mob of people, expecting such a thing, burst upon them. The men fled. They reached the edge of the bluff overlooking Lockery Creek and hesitated. Fearing their fate at the hands of the mob, Gordon leaped over the edge first, followed closely by the others. They rolled all the way to the bottom, and that's a long way down, with only Glass receiving any injury. They did escape the mob. If you drive south on Monroe Street, you will reach Perry Street. Turn right, and this will turn into County Road 25 South. The road crosses one of two covered bridges in Ripley County, the Bushing Covered Bridge. Constructed in 1885 by bridge builder Thomas A. Hardman, the bridge has been nicely restored and still carries traffic across Lockery Creek. At the end of the road to the left is Versailles State Park. Boasting a wonderful campground, fabulous hiking, and many miles of trails maintained by the Southeast Indiana Mountain Bike Association. Versailles Lake is a great place to fish, and many picnic shelters throughout the park provide a restful place to relax with a picnic lunch. Return to US 50 and turn right, west, back towards Versailles. Travel through the town to US 421, turn right towards Osgood. On the left, you will see the Bel Air Drive-In Theater. In operation since 1952, the theater is one of the few drive-in theaters left in Indiana, a relic of a simpler time in America, and a wonderful place to spend a summer evening watching a good flick. Traveling north, you will reach the town of Osgood. If you want to take a break and stretch your legs, turn left on County Road 300 south to Osgood Trails Park, parking on the right. A series of paved trails here circumvent some old quarry ponds. It is a beautiful spot to take a restful walk and enjoy the waterfowl swimming on the placid waters of the lakes. At the park, you may notice a strange-looking tower off to the west. This is a replica of a Bilby Tower designed by Osgood native Jasper Sherman Bilby. The survey towers he designed were quickly assembled and disassembled for survey crews to make use of as they made maps of the local terrain. Continue north on US 421 to enter the quaint town of Osgood. On the right, you will soon see the Osgood Historical Museum. This historical gem contains many interesting artifacts, photos, and exhibits from Osgood's colorful past. One of the more interesting items is the King steam car, designed and built by Osgood machinist Henry King. The car first took to the road in 1897, the first known automobile to navigate the roads in southeastern Indiana. The last time it is known to have operated was in 1962 in a parade for Vice President Richard Nixon when he visited Columbus, Indiana. The car has been faithfully restored and is apparently still in operating condition, provided you can find somebody that knows how to run it. Just up the street of the historic Dam Theater. In operation since 1922, the theater has provided movie entertainment for Osgood residents. The theater has been fully restored and still runs movies regularly. Continuing north on US 421, you will reach the second oldest town in Ripley County, Napoleon. Platted in 1820, it was considered one of the up-and-coming towns in southeastern Indiana. A stagecoach line connected with Indianapolis to the north and Lawrenceburg to the southeast. A major underground railroad station existed at the Railroad Inn, now the Union Bar and Grill. An historical marker nearby notes the route of the Pioneer Road Berry's Trace, which led to the west. The Michigan Road, Indiana's first major highway, connected the town with Madison to the south and Michigan City on the northern border of Indiana. Turn east on Indiana State Road 229 and drive past the Central House. Constructed in the 1820s, the Central House was a stagecoach stop, inn, and tavern. It has been restored and hosts several events each year. Continue on State Road 229 to Batesville. Platted on November the 3rd, 1852, the town grew quickly to become a prosperous town with woodworking factories that featured talented German woodcarvers. You will pass Brumwoods on the outskirts of the town, another great place to stretch your legs with a hike. Historic Liberty Park is straight ahead on Central Avenue. Driving into the downtown, a left turn on George Street brings you to the Batesville Historical Museum, an excellent place to learn about Batesville's past. Return to Main Street, and then at the corner of Main Street and Boinger Street, you will find the historic Gibson Theater. Constructed by Dr. C.W. Gibson in 1921. The Gibson at the time featured up-to-date plans for regular theatrical plays as well as some moving pictures. It continued operation to the current day, and today they still have movies there, and I think they also have live events there also. Continue driving north on State Road 229 until you reach Indiana State Road 46. Turn east and drive out of town. As you drive, you will see Wereworthing's Carving Shop on the left, the company that carved the history tree. They maintain an interesting gift shop where they sell some of the things they made. Continue driving through the pretty Ripley County countryside until you reach Indiana State Road 101. Turn left to enter Sunman. The Sunman Museum is located on the left in the town hall. This small, interesting museum includes an iron cage that was the first town jail, many artifacts and photos of early Sunman, and memorabilia about the Sunman High School team, the Sunman Tigers. Continue south on State Road 101 to Milan. A right turn on Carr Street will take you to the Milan 54 Museum. This museum details the exploits of Indiana's legendary Milan basketball team that won the Indiana State Basketball Finals in 1954. The museum has memorabilia from the team, a small movie setup where you can watch the game. The hospital bed featured in the hit movie Hoosiers is in the museum. A small display also notes the achievements of another Milan resident that same year, Miss Celia Dennis, who won the Miss Universe pageant that year. Drive back to State Road 101 to Indiana State Road 350, turn left and then west on 350 and drive to State Road 129. Turn right on 129 to have dinner at Ripley County's only operating winery, the Ertles Winery. Each of the towns listed has many small eating and drinking establishments where you can dine on a variety of Hoosier delicacies like famous breaded tenderloin sandwich, fried chicken, and other Indiana culinary delights. There are numerous small shops as well where you can shop. Support the local economy by visiting these businesses. The book, Historic Travel Guide to Ripley County, includes detailed accounts of all the destinations on this tour, as well as much, much more. The Ripley County Historical Society has installed over 40 historical markers around the county. The book notes the locations of all these and provides detailed backstory about each one. Short histories of each and every town that have, including those that have disappeared from history or disappeared from sight, are included, as well as many of the civic organizations that are so much a part of our lives. Residents of Ripley County were active participants in the Underground Railroad movement. The Ripley County Tourism Bureau has put together an extensive map and auto tour that allows visitors to visit each of the destinations in the county. The book includes more information about this tour as well. The book is available online on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple, and other online book retailers in ebook, softbound, and audiobook formats. Locally, it is available at the Walnut Street Variety Shop in George Street in Batesville. So happy birthday, Ripley County. Get out and celebrate the history of this wonderful area. For more information about the attractions of Ripley County, visit the Ripley County Tourism Bureau, P.O. Box 21, 220 East US 50, Versailles, Indiana, 47042. The phone is 812-689-7431. On the web, it's www.ripleycountykountitourism.com. I hope you enjoyed this